Honesty and integrity. Is it okay to lie? Mm, I would say no, only in certain situations. Like if someone asks you how your day is going, then maybe you, instead of saying, "Oh, I have a headache, I woke up late, my finger hurts," like just say good. I mean, situations like that. But we're gonna be going over why it's important to be honest in every situation, apart from shit like that. So we're gonna be talking about leadership roles, the impression that you have on other people. We're gonna be talking about relationships, business, and we're gonna end it off with lying to yourself because I think that's the most important aspect, and it's important to be truthful to yourself. It's really important to be honest as a leader because if you're dishonest and you lie, then you can lose a lot of influence, you can lose a lot of respect. And I'm going to be using an example, Lance Armstrong. Some of you might know who he is, but some of you might not. Basically, he was a cyclist and he took performance enhancing drugs, and when he was caught, he was stripped of 7 Tour de France titles. He lost 75 million over 75 million dollars in sponsorships, and then he also had court cases, legal issues, all because he just took performance enhancing drugs and lied about it. And not only that, you damage your legacy if you have a personal brand, if you are like a face of something, you damage your legacy and people will remember that. A modern day liar, I guess, that some of you guys might also know is Sam Millsap. He was caught not paying his sales team, and now he no longer has an offer as of right now. Um, and not many people want to work with him, I'm assuming, because they know him to be an untruthful person and someone that you probably can't trust. And if you have massive influence and you lie to maintain that image, it's probably going to come out eventually. And when it does, you not only do you destroy your image, you destroy your reputation and any future opportunities that you might have. As of right now, Sam Millsap doesn't really have many future opportunities, it looks like. But who knows how it's going to go. But that's why it's important in leadership roles. And there's this one quote I want to read. It's from this one book I was reading, Unshakable. Good book. It's from Shakespeare, actually. It says, "What a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive." And I think that quote is really good because if you lie once, you're probably going to have to lie more than one. You're going to have to lie more times to keep in line with that lie, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. And not only do you carry the weight of the lie, you carry the weight of fear of being caught in that lie. And it's hard to remember all of the lies that you say. Like, I don't know if you were ever younger or you currently lie, and you have to remember, oh, what did I tell this person? Like, what did I lie about? And you have to keep it in line or else they know that you're lying. So it's just a lot of stress that you don't want to deal with. And once you get caught in one lie, usually all the other lies that you've been telling fall at the same time. The person starts to realize that you were lying about other stuff too, and it just brings a whole mess of other stuff. The impression that you have on other people. If you're known to be an honest person, then people are going to feel safe. They're going to feel secure. They're going to feel comfortable around you. They're going to feel like they can be vulnerable with you. They're going to feel like they can tell you stuff and get your opinion. But if you're dishonest, if you're known for being dishonest, people might be on guard. They might be cautious when they're talking to you. They might be like, should I trust everything that this person is saying? People are just going to stop taking you seriously. They're not going to believe what you say, even if you are telling the truth. It's going to be like the boy that cried wolf. He lied multiple times, and then when the wolf actually came, no one believed him, and he got eaten. I think that's how the story goes, to be honest. I don't remember. But the point is, if you lie a lot and people know you for lying, then if you end up telling the truth, they probably won't believe you. Relationships. Trust and honesty go hand in hand in relationships. It is super important to be honest in relationships. And I have personal experience with this. Every relationship is built on trust. It's built in truth. If you're not honest with your significant other, then it's gonna be a bad relationship. And there's really no other way around it. If you're dishonest with your significant other, then it creates like a barrier between the two of you. It creates emotional distance, and it slowly breaks apart the bond that you once had. It's like, when your girlfriend or your boyfriend clearly is visibly upset and you ask them, they're like, oh, what's wrong? And they're like, I'm fine. And it pisses you the fuck off. You know that they're not fine, but they just say it anyways. And it's like, well, maybe I could help you with whatever you're upset about if you actually told me. But no, you avoid it, and it leads to worse things down the line. And I have personal experience with that. Not like my girlfriend, like there would be something bothering me, but I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing it up because I would be worried about how she would respond. And that led to a worse relationship down the line. Not like later on in the day, it would still be bothering me. It would still be on my mind, but I wouldn't have brought it up and we wouldn't have resolved it. And it's just carrying unnecessary weight and wasted energy that it's just a waste of energy. That's the best way I can put it. And there's this one analogy that my ex-girlfriend actually came up with, and she told it to me, and it made a lot of sense actually. So she says, this doesn't even apply to just lies. This applies to like anything that you do wrong to someone in a relationship. It's like every time you lie or do something wrong, it's like stacking a brick in between you two. And once there's enough lies, enough things that you've done wrong, then the wall gets higher. There's a wall of bricks in between you, and it just ruins the relationship. Like I said, destroys the emotional bond and the emotional connection that you guys once had. And it's a lot easier to put up the wall than it is to take it down. I know that from personal experience. Being honest is extremely important in business relationships as well. You have investors, partners, bosses, employees who are all relying on you to be honest, to get your work done, to do what you're meant to do. And if you're caught being dishonest, or if you are dishonest and you're not caught, it might lead to short-term gains. You might get promoted if you take someone else's credit. You might get a raise, something. But more than likely, you're going to get caught eventually. And this leads to you get demoted, you get fired, or even something worse. There might be legal action that is taken. And like you might have short-term gains, but in the end, it's not worth it. In the end, there's lost opportunities that you lose. You just lose a lot of opportunities that could once be there if you're dishonest in business. And Samuel Millsap is a good example of that. And now we're going to be talking about lying to yourself. And I think this is the most important one because if you lie to yourself, then it affects every other aspect of your life. When you lie to yourself, you lose trust in yourself. You become numb to your own potential and you start to not believe the stuff that you tell yourself. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'll hit the gym tomorrow. I'll do this. I'll do that. But you don't believe it. You tell yourself that, but you know it to not be true. It causes insecurity, it causes guilt. It creates a false identity for yourself that separates your brain from your ego. Your brain knows something to be true, and your ego doesn't want to admit it. And that creates a division internally that you have to live with that can lead to anxiety, like I said, guilt. And eventually, you're going to lose respect for yourself. You're going to be like, I know this isn't going to be true if I say I'm going to start tomorrow. You know it's not going to be true. Inside, you know that's not the case. And once you lose respect for yourself, this is going to ruin relationships in your life. It's going to cause you to hide from responsibilities. And you're going to start choosing cheap dopamine and instant gratification, and you're going to tolerate mediocrity. You're not going to do the things that you tell yourself you're going to do. You're going to avoid doing the hard things because you don't believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then you won't be able to accomplish anything. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys have any ideas for any future videos you want me to talk about, leave ideas in the comments. If you did enjoy, leave a like and think about subscribing.